Hello everyone, welcome back to the OCD Recovery YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about an important topic, and that topic is why we don't need to attach our identity to OCD or anxiety. This can show its face in really sneaky ways, such as joining a forum and naming ourselves some anxiety-based name, or maybe an OCD forum or something like that. And this all tends to be something that we don't need to do and something that a lot of us feel like is the right thing to do. So I'm going to break down why this is usually compulsive and kind of can come across in the way that we're really desperately searching for acceptance from other people and why it can make us feel good in the moment. So as always, subscribe, like that video. It really helps us when you like the video get this type of awareness out there, because some of these topics we talk about are not very well understood. It's something that we see working with people that is just one of those slight reassurance compulsions that anxiety and OCD sufferers do. It's not always compulsive and it's not always reassurance, but it does tend to turn the heat up in the room a little bit because it's one of those topics that a lot of people do it, and understandably so. So the first thing I want to talk about, one of the reasons why people might be naming themselves such as maybe Anxiety Nick, I'll use myself, is because it makes us feel safe. It makes us feel welcome in the community when we go into a forum or maybe a new forum and people look and they say, oh, it's Anxiety Nick, 1, 2, 3, 4, what's up? I'm Anxiety Rob, or I'm OCD Brian, or I'm just making things up right now. There's no direct correlation to what I'm talking about, but it makes us feel welcome when we go into these places. And it's totally understandable on why we do this, but it's one of those sneaky forms of, I'm ready to be accepted. I'm ready for others to accept me. But when we leave the anxiety community and we start talking to people and they say stuff, they'll look at you and they might say, why is this kid's name Anxiety Nick? And whilst that might not seem like it's a big deal, but in your mind, if you've been craving that acceptance, because looking for conditional acceptance is almost another form of a drug for us, like reassurance is, it's very easy to fall down that route when we're looking for that need for acceptance. The other thing it does is it gives anxiety and OCD the attention that we don't really want to give it. It's not that we're trying to avoid it or push the attention away, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to build our lifestyle structures and go throughout life, whether it's getting back to work, maybe there's things you're avoiding, bring down compulsive behaviors, bring down the fear down, which brings down the automatic rumination. I talk about that a lot. And doing all these things whilst working on OCD recovery on the side. A lot of people talk about OCD recovery needs to be the only priority in your life. It's the only thing that matters in your life. And I would have to disagree with this. It's not the only thing that matters in your life. It's just a part of your life. I'm Nick. I am Nick who likes to hike, go to the gym, hang out with my wife, hang out with my dogs when they make me have to redo the video 25 times and I end up getting frustrated, which just happened, and all these other pieces of my life. And OCD and anxiety is just a part of my life that I had to bring with me whilst making it a priority in my life, but it wasn't the only priority in my life. So when we give it too much attention and we attach our entire identity to it, and this is identity anything, this can be a whole range of stuff. Look at what happens in sports. Look at what happens in Hollywood. Look at what happens in politics. When we attach our identity to something, we are subconsciously telling ourselves that our entire existence must prevail on this one thing. If this one thing isn't there, sports is the best example. When I can't even imagine if you attach your entire identity to football and you're a starting wide receiver in the NFL and then you get injured and you can never play again. What we see is those people, they don't just go down, they plummet because they were on such a conditional high. And there's nothing wrong with getting the high from playing football or the high from talking to people in the OC community in the way that, in the context I mean. But there's much more things to your life than being, Nick OCD or Nick anxiety. And that was really the big thing I saw with myself when I first joined the WhatsApp groups. That's just something that I think I did, and Rob and other people that were there before me, such as Moman and Hannon and Kirsty, had to tell me, this is not your entire life. It's just a part of your life. Because, I was the type of person that wanted to make my entire focus, my entire existence about OCD recovery. I wanted everyone to know I had OCD. Now, with, just the way being in the community, unless someone really knows me, they're not really going to know. And they might see my videos. And I've had people in real life actually who have OCD that I've been friends with who have found my content and said, oh my gosh, wait, what? And I didn't know they had OCD. And then we talked, and it was funny because I went to my high school. So that was actually a really cool thing. But we don't want our entire lives to be based off that thing. And this is something that Rob and I have been kind of talking about on and off for the last year. Rob's probably been talking about it for 10 years, but I've really been talking about it for the better part of a year because I do see it tend to be really problematic for people. And again, it is totally understandable why we do this, but again, it doesn't actually get us to where we want to go. So let me know what you think about this video. Comment down below. Let me know if you think it's something that matters. If it's something it doesn't matter. As I say in every video, I'm always willing to go through and have conversations with people in the videos, whether they agree with me or not. I just think it's really subtle and it's really sneaky. And again, if you want to name yourself Anxiety Nick or OCD Nick, using myself for an example, there's nothing inherently wrong with that as long as you realize that it's not, your entire identity. Once you make it your entire identity, and like I said before, you start craving acceptance, you start craving that feeling of security and safeness when you go into a forum, or a new Facebook page, that's when things really start to get problematic. So again, I know this turns up the heat a little bit in the community because so many people name themselves such as like OCD something or something anxiety or panic disorder Nick or something like that. And it does make you feel welcome. I understand that. You go in and you feel welcome. But what tends to happen is over time, what I see is you start subconsciously attaching yourself to that. And then there's almost nothing else in your life that exists. You start getting angry at people. You start resenting people when they make OCD jokes. One of my best friends here where I live, who lives up the cul-de-sac, constantly makes OCD jokes to me. Stuff like, aren't you supposed to be good at that? Don't you have OCD? But he doesn't know. He doesn't understand. And I'm not going to sit there and try to explain it to him. I just laugh and take it as a joke. Any other joke, like if I went to see a comedy show and they were making jokes about Italians or something like that, it's just what it is, what it is. There's jokes in life. And words can't physically hurt you, not in the way that most people think it can. Obviously, there's different contexts to that. If you're being extremely, emotionally abused as a 5-year-old, that's not what I'm talking about. Being at my age, 32 years old, and someone makes a joke to me, it's my decision if that joke wants to really make me get angry or not. It takes two people to get angry. I believe Aristotle says that, and I really do try to live my life by that. So thank you so much for listening. Again, you don't need to do it. Something to think about. I know this might make some people frustrated and angry, but it is an important topic to talk about. Thank you so much, and as always, have a great day.